Sticks and stone, break my bone. Break my bone. Sorry. Everybody have all right. What's good, everybody? What's good? Oh God, thank you for this food I'm about to eat, man. Nourish my body, bless those who have, and bless those who don't have. In Jesus' name, amen. Yeah, man. I got some shit I want to talk about. The YouTube street's kind of quiet today. Now, let me get a sound check. Is my working? You know, I had to do my own little assessment on yesterday live, because you know a lot of people mashed potato bowl. A lot of people want to. You can't make this shit up. A lot of people want them. Steady clout chase, all for clicks and views, right? So now you got this uncle that say he's his uncle, and his last name is what he say is his cousin. It's his uncle, right? Did he say it was the uncle? Uncle, I'm gonna call him Uncle Ruckus. That was his uncle on the TV. I'm his uncle. It was his uncle, Uncle Ruckus. The word through the grapevine is that's not his uncle, okay? I don't know, these people just come out of nowhere, man. You know, when Bozo got in front of that camera with them sisters, right? And they said, "Who are you?" He said, I'm Dantez Jackson, and what are you to this? He said, R.Kelly's like a father to me. He basically raised me like a son. And this is what he says in front of the camera. So here comes Uncle Ruckus. And then you got Uncle Ruckus on his channel. I said, boy, this shit is like, I ain't never seen nothing like this in my entire fucking life, where everybody wants to be connected to this one man while he's going through a transition. Okay? Now, do y'all remember? Do y'all remember on my other pages before Bodo struck him? Right? Remember when I said R.Kelly go to trial and error. One, which lady is that, Pee Wee? I said this in the beginning. R. Kelly had to go through this phase, through this trial and error once and for all. And I said, God had to vindicate him once and for all. Anybody remember when I said that? I said this. I said it. Because let me tell you something. Do you really think R. Kelly ain't gonna get no more money? Do you really think he still can't make no more money? He can write a book, paid for real interviews now. You know? I was gonna talk about that ugly motherfucker too. Now, you ever notice when R. Kelly is going through whatever he's going through, the cousin, the so-called cousin, Levi on crack, you know how he pops in and out? Don't you find it quite funny when R. Kelly gets sentenced again, here comes the cousin popping back out again? Yeah. Trying to get some accolades off R. Kelly name. And he told them stupid motherfuckers, they said I ain't go to no rally. But I said 5 months ago, I'ma prove it. First of all, if you was there, what the fuck do you got to prove? Let me say it again for all the slow people. If he was at any of them rallies, what does he has to prove? It shouldn't take 5 months. Shouldn't take 2 years. Shouldn't take 3 years. What you got to prove? Clout chasing. Now, we had a couple of YTL members that was at the R. Kelly court. Let me see. Let me get one of them on the phone. So they can tell y'all what the judge said. And the judge didn't downplay R.Kelly. Now, before I get into that, this lady called the truth. She gets on the line and she perpetrated like everybody was scared of her. R. Kelly looked her in the face like he was shocked. You know what I mean? And I said to myself, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Knowing damn well if you downtown in Chicago, okay, they not playing that. Damn well not had no fucking knife. Talking about I got my stash, I got my knife. They'd have locked her ugly ass up. They was scared of me. They scared of me. I'm not scared of you. For what? I'm shit your ass up out of here. I just said what funny. I said, boy, they shit for you, dude. What's up, Suburban? We was talking about the truth. How she get on the internet and wanted people to believe that people were scared of her. I'm like, girl, get your goofy ass, ugly ass out of here. Let me tell y'all something about downtown Chicago. If you do anything downtown Chicago, downtown, man, that motherfucker go swoop on your ass so quick. Like everybody was scared of me. I started laughing at that shit. You know what else? You know what else? Yeah, yeah, man. These people are a joke. Let me. We had a couple of YTL members that was down there. Little do people know. And let me see can I get one on the phone.
Your call has been forwarded to a...
Yeah, man. I said, okay, you had to go through this once and for all. It is like, Yeah, hold on. I'm finna have somebody call in. See if they're not busy. Yeah. I'm trying to see, can I get one of our members call in? Yeah, man. Capping like a. Yeah, they mad, man. What did he say? Hey, hey, that line Bozo did last night was so funny, right? You know, they still trying to prove to people that they do it. And you know, he put that fake ass laugh in there. I said, boy, if they don't know, they be finding crackheads. Oh Lord. Where they get these crackheads from? Man. Mm, mm, mm. Uh Man, it's time for a real vacation, y'all. You know, all these people that's on this internet talking about R.Kelly citizen. Do anybody know what the word concurrent means? Last time I went to prison, when they gave me 7 years, 3 years on one case, 4 years on another case, which was 7 years. And they ran it concurrent. And I had to do 3.5 years. What concurrent means? Anybody? Or do we got to go to school these people? If the lawyer is happy, hey. So in other words, the judge said, fuck the other judge. I'm going to give him this and run it concurrent with your time. And if he wins on an appeal, the appeal stands. You can you like literally school these people like this shit real? And let's say he win his appeal. She could still appeal his sentence in Chicago. Yeah, they ran with the New York Times people. You still got to do 20 years. No, he don't. No, he do not. No, he do not. It's ran together. Years with 1 year consecutive, he already been locked up. Come on, what? You think when he win in the new think put it right there on the screen. If the judge says he's not a pedophile, I need to get one of our members up. We need to get one of my members up. I'm finna let one of our YTF members tell you without even saying their name. Just listen to what the judge said. Okay, this is what happened in the court, y'all. Let me go get my phone. She's on the phone right now. Shout out to YTF. So everybody got their let's say so about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. I'm tell you, I want y'all to hear it for yourself. Listen to this.
Your call has been forwarded.
I'm not trying to call me too.
DJ Tyson D.
Hey.
Hey, DJ.
What's going on? All right, y'all. We live with one of our YTF members who was at the court. Can you explain them what went on?
Yeah, it was overall, it was overall a pretty, I guess you can say a good day. It's not an immediate, it's not the doors didn't swing open. It's not an immediate release, but it is like a milestone victory. And even to the naysayers who want to, say we shouldn't celebrate or shouldn't be excited, we're going to continue. The judge did a seemingly great job at, he was fair. He, humanized them. The wrongdoing or the whatever it is you want to call it, crime or immorality. Jennifer didn't shy away from that. But she did give context to, everybody wants to talk about how anything that happens in a childhood has a lasting impact. And the government wants to think that only applies to everybody. Let it be clear. Adequately. He's not an easy client to defend. There's a lot of layers, but I respect her so much for her to paint not a perfect picture, but a realistic picture. And I think the judge even mentioned in the PSR report, he mentioned a lot of the things that were in our letters. He actually took the time, he read it, and it reflected as he was, giving his judgments or giving his take on, what needs to happen moving forward. So, don't let anybody tell you it wasn't a win, because it was. He ran that 20 whatever. He ran it concurrent, which makes it, the media wants to put their spin on it and make it seem like, it's eternity. It may very well be, but we cannot, shy away from the fact that he ran it concurrent, and that's what his defense wanted when they went in there. So they got what they wanted. The restitution was not awarded. The judge said that, this isn't a place for that. You want me to award, millions for medical care that you say you would have gotten, but over a 20 years time span, you've provided no proof that said that you even attempted. And also, this is looking more like tort law. So if it's a civil, if it's the money you after, take it up somewhere else, sue him in civil court. And he was like, good luck with that, because he ain't got no money. He owes the IRS $10 million, and the government, his IRS debt trumps whatever goes on in here. So that's denied. It was denied for both Nia and RL Jane, and then the other claimant got $42,000. I think he just did that out of protocol because she didn't produce any receipts either. So he also waived the fees that were associated with the conviction. He says he doesn't have income. He wasn't worried about it. It is what it is. Jennifer made a point to say that the government has a disturbing obsession with seeing R.Kelly rot in prison. I mean, he's 56 years old with a 30-year sentence. That is his natural life. The only reason they want that extra time is to make some type of symbolic shock statement. And the judge actually supported that because he said, the things that you're saying that he'll do at 85, I can assure you as an 85-year-old man, he won't be doing. His priorities will be worrying about his damn prostate. So the judge, he saw through the bullshit. He called it out. And he was fair overall.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot in between, but that's pretty much the gist of it.
And did the judge say he'd be eligible for something?
Eligible for the supervised. The judge didn't even want to give him supervised release. He was like, whatever. He did not feel compelled to give him supervised release, so he didn't. But then the probation representative said, actually, Judge, I made an error. I think you have to do at least 3. So he was like, oh, okay, well, whatever, put that on there. Like, he wasn't really just trying to stick it to him.
Right.
And that was a good thing to see. Regardless how anybody feels about him, he deserves a break. And then yesterday, he got one of few breaks.
In a long time.
Yeah, and people are still mad or disturbed about that. And I don't know. You got your conviction. Let him go through whatever it is he got to go through. And everybody, if you're in this fight, stay down. If you're not and you got what you wanted, move on. It's over.
Mm-hmm. What about him saying anything bad about R.Kelly? What did he say about R.Kelly?
Well, he was fair. No, like Jennifer said, not one time did we come in here saying, oh, that's not him on the tape. She's like, yeah, you saw the tape. But let's put the contextual meaning of that relationship on the record. And the judge said that, Mr. Kelly, I do not believe, and evidence does not support that you were, quote unquote, how do you say this, sex trafficking minors in the, I guess, technical sense. He said your upbringing shaped the way you view women, shaped the way you view sex. I do not think that you intended for those tapes to end up in interstate commerce and blah, 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 and, CP tapes. He was like, some Lisa Van Allen stole them from you. He said, I think it was very reckless of you to have them in a gym bag. And he said that something to the tune of, he felt it was just shame that to see him rise to fame and then not have anybody there to show him how to navigate and how to govern himself as he rose to fame and, was in his prime. And he said that's actually is disappointing. And that's why we're here today. And
he said he's not a pedophile.
Yeah, he said they found records that he does not meet the technical or scientific, so that's a scientific term. He does not meet the scientific definition of pedophilia. Mm-hmm. And that was, he was fair. He was fair.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer didn't get everything she wanted, but I think she got the thing that was most important to her, and that was for that sentence to run concurrently as opposed to consecutive.
Now, for the record, can you explain to people how much time you get and what does concurrent mean along with the 30 years he already got in New York?
It means that it will run simultaneously, like he's simultaneously serving both sentences, at the same time. So he's doing the clock is running on EDNY, the clock is running on NDIL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're running at the same time, as opposed to 30 years here. When you're done with those 30 years, go do 20 years. Well, no, that 20 gets absorbed into that 30 that he's physically sitting for at the moment.
So what did they sentence him with? Explain to the people.
Was it 20 and one? What do you call it? One additional year. So when you see the media headlines that say he got 1 year, in essence, he got that 1 year because that's the time that that's the non-concurrent sentence, that 1 year.
Right. And he has served that.
I mean, yeah, theoretically, I mean, you've been there, 4 years?
Now explain to the people what happened with this Truth lady.
What? I'll pass on that.
Pass.
Not
Okay.
in my not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. See this is what I like about you. You ain't for the bullshit.
Yeah, I'm a pass. That's
yeah, we celebrating right now.
That's not best use of my time. But go ahead. Anything else?
What did Bonjean say that stood out in front of the judge? Where the judge it made a lot of sense.
One of the most impactful things that I heard her say was the government feels entitled to keep saying that he has no remorse. He hasn't taken accountability. And she was like, let the record show you're dancing with a constitutional violation. How are you going to say that he doesn't feel remorse only because you haven't heard him cry or say I'm sorry or grovel in pity? She says, I'm his attorney. He's exercising his Fifth Amendment right. I advise him, and he's going to listen to what I say. And I mean, she's right. I mean, what more do you want? What more do y'all want from him? How you know? She said, you don't know what's in his head. You don't know what's in his heart. How can you say that?
Mm-hmm.
And she's right. Like, he's lost it all. What more do y'all want? Unless you want to be there in the cell with him at night when he cries in his pillow, what more do you want? And how can you adequately or accurately say that the man does not feel any remorse? His life has taken a drastic turn.
Right.
I don't know anybody else that could withstand that type of decline. He took a massive decline.
Yeah. Do you think? Let me ask you a question. Do you think the judge sat and thought about everything that's been coming at Mr. R.Kelly and decided on his decision the way he did so it could fit his appeal?
I mean, I'm no legal expert, but he seemed to, I think that he likes Jennifer and respects her work. I did kind of, feel like he, kind of saw through the government's overzealous ways, asking for the extra 25 years and saying he's going to be a danger at age 107. He kind of was just like over it, like, y'all, give it up. Like, the man's got 30 years. He's 56 years old. He said he would literally have to beat statistical odds for a black male, age 56, diabetic, in prison. Like, he acknowledged that. Jennifer put it out there. He acknowledged it. It just makes sense. You don't even have to be a supporter to get that. Mm-hmm. That could apply to anybody. So he was just really just stating what's facts and what's real.
Right.
And another thing that Jennifer said that stood out was like, the government's obsession with, the takedown of R.Kelly or locking him up for life or watching him die in prison is disturbing, because you don't solve the issues that we have in our nation with child trafficking and child exploitation by locking up R.Kelly. And then you want to apply the tagline of "We care about black girls." That's not locking up R.Kelly is not the problem. It's not the answer to our nation's problem. So she basically took that opportunity to attack that narrative. Like, y'all can cut the bullshit.
Right.
That's not best use of your resources.
Right.
She said the government knows full well he wanted to take accountability. We had those conversations, and they know full well that we did not want to go. She said, we didn't want this trial. They did. So she was very, passionate, and she was like, and put this on record. She's real. She's very adamant about putting her stuff on record. She said, we never wanted this. We were ready to play ball. So again, I wasn't there in the room when they had those conversations, but we can only guess what that meant.
Okay, a question. Now, you mentioned before, like there's other people got stuff going on in the world. What about what R.Kelly been through? You know, when people talk about.
She, but that was actually in the written motions where she referenced, different men of, that affluent celebrities or people that have, had the same behavioral patterns or live the same lifestyle as a rock star or whatever you call it. And the government seemingly has this obsession with R. Kelly. Like, is it because he's black? Is it because he's R. Kelly? What is your deal with him? And you reach back 27 years and piecemeal isolated incidents of bad conduct, which is what she calls it, bad conduct.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have him charged in these multiple jurisdictions. And she did say, one thing that was funny, she said that when they were saying that he lacked remorse and he won't say anything and he won't say he's sorry, whatever, she's like, well, he might if you quit indicting him. Like, you have to give him a chance to say anything because you keep bringing all these damn indictments. She's like, maybe one day when you stop this, he may talk.
Wow, buddy.
Like, he's my client. I tell him to close his mouth, preserve his Fifth Amendment right. He's going to listen to what I say, do. And if you weren't doing all these damn indictments, you might hear from him. But until then, he will remain silent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she said that. So yeah, that was the gist of it. Other people were there. Everybody can't absorb everything, but those are my few takeaways.
Yeah. I think it was one part when people. I think you were saying like one part when the people was talking about what they traumatized, and I think Bonjean said, "Well, what about Mr. Kelly? What about what he traumatized?"
Oh yeah, that actually hurt a little bit just to hear that verbalized. She said that he had endured some, a lot of disturbing things in his childhood.
Right.
She named them. I don't really want to go there.
No, don't be graphic about it. But anyway, yeah.
But she says, so she was piggybacking on the victim impact statement, and she said, okay, well, so we, it's hard to have this conversation without being accused of victim blaming, but apparently, she says, I agree that childhood sexual abuse follows you for life. It's traumatizing. We heard Jane say that this will follow her for the rest of her life. We heard Pauline say she struggled with this to this day, and she can't even work for her fear of leaving her children with someone. And we heard Nia say she's dealt with this all her life. She's like, well, how come that applies to everybody but Mr. Kelly? Mm. So she's like, we want to adopt this theory that it's lifelong trauma, but it only applies to them. It never applies to Mr. Kelly. Mm-hmm. And she said that with a little bit of sarcasm to herself, but I felt it like it's real. Like, you wanted me to adopt it over here, but oh no, how dare it apply to him? Right,
but he can't go through nothing. Now, what about in the motion? Who names did she mention in the motions? Like when the government was trying to do all this stuff in those motions, and she rebutted back. Could you explain to them who was mentioned in the motions, how they was brought up?
Which part?
About the Elvis, I guess. Was it?
Oh yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was like Elvis. I think of Woody Allen.
No, I'm talking about how did she reference the motion to them?
Like, well, she was saying that, his white male counterparts,
right?
People that live the same lifestyle, probably in the same tax bracket, have channeled the same behavior or lifestyle preferences. No trials there, no demise there.
And she mentioned mentioned names.
Justice there.
Right.
Yeah, she called out. I don't know them all off the top of my head, but that's in writing. Anybody can look at that. But yeah, she was just drawing a parallel between what's happening with him because he's R. Kelly versus his counterparts where they're not in court today.
Woody Allen
Yeah, it's a few more, but yeah, just drawing a parallel, and further proving her point that y'all have this fascination with this one man.
Yeah.
He's one person. He's got one life to live, and you want to give him 2 life sentences.
Oh, some bullshit.
Yeah, so I mean, she's very like I really admire her, like taking this mess of a situation and just being able to advocate on his behalf, because it's a lot to take in. We're talking about decades of a lifestyle on trial here, and her being able to absorb that and understand it, and then put it into context,
right,
and then fight the legal attack. So, I mean, kudos to her.
Well, you remember when I said this years ago on my other channel before Bozo Striked him. I said R.Kelly gonna have to go through this phase, this trial and error once and for all, and be vindicated once and for all. Remember I said that?
Yeah, I think as tough as it is, and I can only imagine we're not the ones going through it, I think it also has a purging effect. Like, no matter what happens, it will never be this bad. The blackmail is over, the secrets are over, the extortion is over,
right,
his bad choices are over. Like, it's done. And it may not look what we want it to look like. I mean, many of us want to see him on a stage, and he needs to be on tour. He needs to be doing this, and it may not look like that. But I can't quote him. But he may feel freer now. Even though he's physically detained, he may feel freer in his spirit than he's felt in decades.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not quoting that man. I'm just saying it has to be some type of purging element to everything he's going through. It has to be. It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it may have taken this type of cleansing or purging or exposure, whatever it is, to get him to where he needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've said this before, and I'm not talking about physically, but theoretically, R.Kelly may have to die so that Robert can live. And I stand by that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's Robert, he's an individual before he's R.Kelly. And if that person is in trouble, then, you know, he's given us enough. R.Kelly, the persona, has given us enough. So if he never did it again, we should still be okay. There's enough out there. As much as we want to see him back in his element, there's a possibility he won't. It'd be great if he does, but be willing to accept that he's human first. And he got to take care of Robert.
Yeah. So let me ask you a few questions before you get off. See if anybody else got some questions in the chat. I'll read them. If y'all got any questions in the chat, please post, and I will read them to her. So when this appeal comes and he wins, do you think Robert will have a problem with getting all the money that he lost back?
I mean, that is for me, I mean, I look at everything. I look at his situation with a spiritual eye. He may get twofold. It may come tenfold, twofold, however many fold. Mm-hmm. But that can only happen if Robert does what he needs to do. And God may decide, you know what, you and wealth don't do well together. He may be rich in spirit next time around. Maybe he don't need millions. Everybody wants to see him back on top for what we think top is or what we think on top is. He may not be able to handle that, and people need to accept that.
Mm-hmm.
He may be rich in spirit. He may, get out and, he may, I don't know what he may do, but just live a life that feels good, that's pleasing to God first, and then feels good for him. Right. We can't act like he ain't been crying out in his music for 30 years. He's been unhappy.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I don't think he will ever divorce music, because I do feel like that's his safe place. I do feel like that's his love language, but it may not be in the capacity that the world wants to see.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I don't know about anybody else, but I'm okay.
I think anything that he does, it's gonna sell. He could sing in the shower and it's gonna be hit. That's real.
But if he is not where he needs to be spiritually, then there's no need to add those things back if he's not capable of being a good steward. If power, take that back. If fortune and fame are his triggers, then my God, I do not want him to have them. Because I don't ever want to see him in a situation again. I don't think he will ever, I think he's a changed man. I believe that. I don't think he will ever get this bad. But if that's his trigger, then Lord keep it.
Yeah, I personally think I think he really realized the realization of life, and
yeah, absolutely. You can't go. I don't care what people feel about him. He bleeds the same blood we bleed. You can't go through something of that magnitude and not have a film removed from your eye. Like, quit saying he's the devil, he's a monster, and he's human.
yeah.
And everybody wants to think that grace applies to everybody but Robert Kelly. That's not true. And especially this body of believers that'll, oh, God this and God that, but then act like when Jesus died on the cross, like with all those thorns in the head, the crown of thorns on his head and his hands and feet nailed to the cross, that he got up there and was like, oh, this is for everybody but Robert. No, that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Let him go through what he got to go through. Let him have the time he got to have with his creator and get out of God's business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
I was just thinking while you was talking, like, when my mind goes to the Jeffrey Dahmer movie, and like, this man had killed people, ate people's body parts, and the nigga had
how they humanized Jeffrey.
Yeah, and the nigga had fans.
That's true. I was damn near feeling sorry. I was like, oh my God.
And the nigga had fans. He getting fan mail.
They humanized Jeffrey. But no, not Rob.
They dehumanized this man.
You want to run a 6-part hit piece. Jeffrey got a compassionate documentary, or whatever you call it, compassionate series that had me feeling sorry for him by the end of the show. So you see the difference. Yeah,
because the daddy was the one who started with him killing animals and shit.
Yeah, I believe there was something inherently wrong up there anyway. But again,
and he said at his own mouth, he said, "Dad, well, you the first one taught me how to kill animals," and whatever he was saying. I watched the whole thing. I'm like, dang, and I said,
yeah, there's always a why. And Jennifer brought that up in her argument. She was like, I'm not making excuses for his behavior, his bad conduct, his crimes, whatever you want to call them. But there's always a why. And she spoke a little bit on some extremely traumatic stuff he went through that shaped his adult outcomes. So there, same as Jeffrey, there's some shit there in the beginning that manifested in adulthood.
And Jeffrey told his daddy, "You taught me this."
When he was around there killing turtles and shit,
Yeah,
so
killing shit and climbing them up under the house and all that shit. I'm like, but the crazy part about the whole R.Kelly thing, man, they make it seem like this man is a monster. And then what's so crazy, not to bring these people up, when I be looking at these panels and people talking to the ops and, the people that's against him and all that, and then they talking about, well, why did they give him this and why did they give him that? And he put where the fuck is these 13, 14-year-olds at? I still ain't seen them yet.
I mean, she made reference to that. She dispelled the myth that people want to run with, this is 56-year-old R. Kelly with 15 and 16-year-olds. No, let's do the math. This is 20-something and late 20s, 30-year-old R. Kelly with, teenager or whatever. But she just attacked that myth because it's so easy to be like, R. Kelly 56 and such. It didn't happen yesterday. It happened 25, 30 years ago. So she put it out there. Like, she really did.
Yeah.
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 And she said, as these relationships were inappropriate and illicit, but nonetheless, they were relationships. Some of them 20 years long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, she did her thing. She did her thing. There's no doubt in my mind that she cares for her client. And he's got a jewel.
Yeah. Let me be the first to say I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I didn't even know you was there. You and the the other YTF member was there, and when you was telling me, I was like, well, how you know? She's like, I'm here. I'm in Chicago. Like,
it kind of happened real fast because we really thought it was going to be rescheduled with all the back and forth. And as they kept putting those motions in, it was like, okay, this is official. It's going to be on the 23rd. And so I did what I had to do to get there.
Well, that's good, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate the other person for coming out. Shout out to her when she make it back because her flight been delayed, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to her as well. Shout out to the whole YTF family, man. I'm glad we had somebody on our side that was down there and supported Robert Sylvester Kelly. And don't nobody even know who you is.
And the good thing about it, when you're talking, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna go because I'm really tired. When you're talking about support, you get there and you lose labels. It's one sound, one voice. So shout out to Sylvia, shout out to Dottie, shout out to Lady D. It was nothing but love.
Yeah.
And the opposition was there. I went over my head. I promise you, unbothered. But nothing but love. A friend of Robert's a friend of mine. That's how that go.
That's how that go, man. hey.
All right, so I'm gonna get off here. I'll probably.
You want to say anything else before you go?
Nothing. Love y'all. YTF for life. And y'all keep praying. That's the only thing he's ever asked for. Keep praying.
Prayers is working.
And don't just pray for him. Pray for Jennifer. Pray for the judges that have jurisdiction over what affects his life moving forward. Pray for everybody. Pray for the people that have been affected by his choices. Pray for them too.
Yeah. I got one more question.
Uh-huh.
Before the sentencing was handed down, what was your pressure like? What was your thoughts like? Like, with knowing how the government was doing all this SEAL stuff and, the expedition in 25 years and what was, and I'm going to let you go on this. I just want to know personally, because I know you are very compassionate about Mr. Kelly and, I ain't going to stipulate the other stuff. That's your business. But I know you're very compassionate about him in this situation. Before the sentencing was even handed down, what was going through your mind? What was racing through your heart? What was your thoughts? What was your thinking?
I knew that it could go either way. And my silent prayer was, Lord, can you do something? Can you show up here and let him know let the world know who he belongs to? No, it's not over, but the tides are turning and they will turn. He's not Satan's spawn.
Right.
He was born into sin, as we all were. And he's worthy.
Yeah.
You can't pick and choose who grace applies to.
You're right.
And as uncomfortable as his actions or his conduct, that Jennifer likes to call it, as uncomfortable as it makes people, I don't like his lifestyle, which he didn't like it. But nonetheless, it's forgiven.
Hey.
That's between Robert and God.
Right. And then you say, by the way, this is one of the persons also who wrote a, what you call them letters?
Character reference, yeah.
Character reference. This person I'm talking to right now has wrote a character reference letter. And from my understanding, the judge has mentioned some things that you written.
Yeah, he did. He referenced. I don't know if he got it directly from my letter, but it's definitely in alignment with what I said. So, I'm grateful that he took the time to absorb it. He definitely humanized him. He didn't try to stick it to him. He was already been stuck. But he didn't let the government just get in there and play ball. He stopped them in their tracks plenty of times.
Well, I'm not gonna say what you wrote, because then they might know who you is. But I'm gonna.
It's fine. Whatever. But
But what did he say? Well, he said
that he acknowledged that Robert grew up in poverty, came from both a sexually abusive background and a physically abusive home with a mother and a stepfather that fought and drank and had some unconventional discipline methods. And he said, he catapulted into fame and fortune, and it can happen to anybody if you don't have if you're not grounded or you don't have the foundation or the right nurturing, and it will manifest in adulthood. He was like, this is a guy that's, you know, functionally illiterate, but yet has won Grammys. He said, yeah, your song, I Believe I Can Fly, was in that Michael Jordan movie. Like, yeah, he been looking. He's definitely been looking.
Let us find out the judge of low key R.Kelly, man.
That Michael Jordan movie.
You mentioned Michael Jordan?
The Space Jam, you know, the soundtrack.
The Space Jam, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what was it that you wrote that you remember, and what did you say? Your letter that was referenced to, and what did you say?
Well, I said that he got access to fame and fortune before he got healing, and when those things come before healing, fame and fortune and money and power and access to things, access to his vices, those are snacks for demons. And if you don't conquer your demons, and your demons come up, they're gonna conquer you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. It's not over. It's not over. Robert gonna be okay.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, Carla, for calling in, and we appreciate you, the whole tight Kellz team, and YTF for sure. You and the other person for taking out your busy schedule and work schedule and leaving your families and homes and flying down there to be there.
Chicago.
You know,
Chicago, baby. Yeah, absolutely.
So I appreciate you. I know you just got back in town. You know.
Yeah, we're tired. We'll see you back at the ranch.
Yeah, at the ranch. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you. Love you for life. You know what it is. Get that. Get that text message. I sent that link.
Okay, sure.
Okay, and all right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye now.
Later. Yo. Yeah. Now this is how you tell the people what happened in court without all the extra giggly and bobbly and oh you the uncle and unc and unc, you know how he'll be like this and get the fuck out of here. You know what I don't understand is how people make this whole R.Kelly shit about them and knowing this man instead of speaking out of what's important for the people who who wasn't able to make it to, the court to be there for Rob, like y'all and myself. You know what I'm saying? This is how you deliver what happened in the courtroom. If y'all ain't watched it, go back and watch it again. I don't know what the time step is. But yeah, shout out to YTF member for being there. Two of them was there, and I didn't even know it. But when they told me, like, man, you ain't checked this group. Nah, I told you I don't be looking on all this stuff. I just be doing my, I'll be working, man, doing my thing, man. You know what? It's time for me to take a vacation, man. Man, y'all don't know this R.Kelly fight has been one hard fight. One exhausting fight, a long 4-year fight. And for once in 4 years, like I said, with all the denials and, they denying him this, denying him that, want to give him this and give him that. And, oh, yeah, they got terrorists and all that. We finally saw some light, man. This shit is, I need a vacation. I want to vacate this year, man. And I'm going to tell God to, put it in his plan because he know my heart. And with all the threats and people don't want us to, go out and advocate for this man. You know what I'm saying? Want to stop us from screaming free R.Kelly and where's the parents? And I say it again. I think the judge was watching them rallies in Chicago. I believe the judge was spitting fire. All us bloggers, we should do a vacation trip together, some shit. Get our subscribers to donate. Send us on not a long trip, because I got bills to pay, but on a nice trip, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere. I got my passport. But Yeah, man, you know, and all this fighting and threatening, and people don't want you to speak up for the truth, and you know, everybody is a terrorist. Everybody is against R. Kelly. We the reason why R. Kelly in this mess, and we all know that's a bunch of fabricated bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning my camera. Yeah, we all know that's a bunch of fabricated bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe, and this is just me, I believe the judge was paying attention to the New York trial. I think he read the New York trial. I think he paid attention to the rallies that was going on. I think he paid attention to all the hype that was going around with R. Kelly. I believe he knew people was rallying for R. Kelly in Chicago. So that's why I say shout out to everybody that participated, prayed about it, and all that. You know what I'm saying? I believe the judge paid fully attention to what's going on when it came to the parents and so forth and these Jane Does. I truly believe while R. Kelly was going through his trial in New York, that the judge was paying attention to social media and seeing what's what, who's who, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? And how you could tell because he didn't dog the man out. He didn't dehumanize him. You know what I'm saying? He kind of gave him some, you know, he read him his rights of how he felt. And like she said about the tapes and the gym bag, why would you keep that type of stuff around? And, you know, he acknowledged some things that the New York judge didn't, you know, acknowledge. You know, it's just they want to run with this narrative that Kellz is a monster. And He gonna get 100 years, and he gonna get 100 years. Now, shout out to all you stupid motherfuckers that really thought this man was finna get 100 years, and 25 more years, and 30 more years, and he going under the jail and all that. All y'all motherfucking theories when y'all should have been the motherfuckers in jail. You know, like I said, I knew that goofy fake ass cousin was gonna come out and bamboozling them people and telling people, oh man, I had long conversations with my cousin, and you know, I told my cousin, you know, if they run it concurrent with the time you already got, I said, man, look at this motherfucking hypocrite. Boy. Let me see. Yeah, look at that motherfucking hypocrite. Knew he was gonna get up there and try to make us. Yeah, I talked to my cousin several times, and I told my cousin, you know, if they ran this concurrent with this, and you know, and that's that, well, shut your goofy ass up. Told you. And I'm gonna prove that I was at the rallies. Nigga, you wanna know goddamn rally. Why you got to prove something? If you was there, you was there. You ain't got to prove shit to nobody that you was somewhere. We would have synced you. I ain't seen him in New York. I ain't seen him in Chicago. I ain't seen him nowhere. Yeah, I shout out to everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Lifetime lies. Waiting on the motherfucking lifetime check, subpoena the parents. Goddamn right. I believe the judge was watching. And I believe he was getting the news about all the stuff that was going on with Mr. Kelly and them supporters at the MCC building. When you got this clown ass nigga. And then you know what the clown goofy gonna say? You know what goofy Levi on crack gonna say? Yeah, and people were sending stuff in to the prosecutors, and I said, motherfucker, that was your goofy ass. That was you and Bozo sending that shit in to them people and trying to make it seem like it was somebody else. I said, man, woo, that's why they don't like me, man. They do not like me, man. They do not like me, man. Yeah, he still don't believe the hype, man. That ain't, listen, man, All that shit dude be typing in this community, talking about, oh, I talk to the men in the suits and the green. Nigga, I ain't give a fuck if you talk to the men in the blue suits, red suits, black suits, yellow suits, whatever suits. Ain't no suits coming for me. None, not one. So stop lying to them people. Been lying to them people 4 fucking years. Scamming. Mark my word, I need some money. Get you 150 signatures and all this old shit, man. And I told y'all he was gonna come on there live and act like he was being compassionate to Robert being in jail, and I talked to my cousin several times and I told him, if this happened, they can do this and they can do that. And he gonna call me again, and I said, man, stop. Woo, Lord Jesus, boy. Then you got Uncle Ruckus over there. Yeah, that's my nephew. I said, man, anybody that know Bozo gotta be a crackhead. Man, crack is whack like a motherfucker. Anybody know Bozo gotta be. That nigga was cheesing that somebody was in there talking about, yeah, I'm his uncle. Yeah, because Rob know us, because how he like this. And I'm like, boy, this is the biggest front and the biggest cap of YouTube. These people steady need validation. I am so glad. I do not know Robert Sylvester Kelly. Never met him, never been around him. Ah, man, you can't make this shit up, boy. They steal. Man, tell him again. Let me put that up. Hey, Pap, let the slow people that's watching, because I know I got some haters in here. Let him read that. If 19 years inside the bubble of 30, and 30 goes away, the whole bubble will vanish, and he will only complete the time served in Chicago for the young 1 year. My opinion. Yeah, they find these crackheads. And my name Greg Preston. What? And my soul's be like, that ain't his uncle. Got the nigga a whole rap sheet. The greatest thing about the greatest thing, I'm finna start highlighting y'all stuff. I'm going to start highlighting so people can read. The crazy thing about all this is everybody wants to know R.Kelly. Everybody wants to be connected to Robert Sylvester Kelly while he going through these hard motherfucking times, man. And I never seen nothing like this in my entire life. You see, they speak ill on him, nigga done tricked on him, all this, what they call that, working for the feds, all this. He go get 100 years, he go get these years and all these years, and look what happened. One papoose spitting fire. Texas Black Diamond, Debo, Texas Black Diamond, Spitting Fire, Debo, Sylvia, myself, Dottie, Lady D, Rated R. Man, we need to take us a vacation, man. This has been a long 4 years for something finally to come out right. We need to take us like a vacation, man, and make some more people mad. For real. They get mad. And what's so crazy, y'all, is that people get mad at you because people not only celebrate R. Kelly, but they celebrate the bloggers as well. Let me say it again. People get mad because you celebrate R. Kelly and expose a lot of things and things about R. Kelly, and then they get mad because the people love you too for doing that and just keeping it 100. You know, so we need to plan a vacation or some shit, a getaway for a few days or something, and get on back to where it's been a long time. Man, 4 fucking years. 4 fucking years. 4 years. 4 years. Four fucking years. Well, I know one thing. Would I be 52 this year? Damn, I'm getting old, y'all. I'll be 52 this year. God damn. If y'all don't do nothing, hey, I'm gonna amp my supporters support me going on a vacation. And I'm gonna put some of my own money up. I'm not playing. We really need to, like, after this, after all this is going on right now, I'm serious. Man, after all this going on right now, we literally need to take us a vacation somewhere and laugh at these haters and just give them some more shit to talk about, because they still go talk. Even after R. Kelly got convicted, they, got sentenced, they still go talk. They still go talk. They still go talk. They still go talk. But now, everything been set in stone and waiting for the next preparations of what's to happen. I wonder what they gonna do now. What is they gonna do now? Now that all has been taken care of for right now, what are they going to do now? Still drama with people? All right, ain't nothing to do. It shouldn't be no drama now. Who gonna be mad at somebody? For what? You ain't got to scream for R. Kelly for right now no more. It's the man coming home. And in my opinion, I think the judge really sat down and thought this over, to where the time that he sentenced him, it's just my opinion, I think he sat down and see how he could merge what he want to give R. Kelly with the time he already got from New York. That's my opinion. I think he sat down and thought about it and came up with what he sentenced him with. I mean, I could be wrong, or I could be right, but that's what it seemed like to me. Free R. Kelly. Everybody, put it. I need 20 people to put in the chat. Free R. Kelly. Let's go. I'm gonna count down. 30, 29, 28, 27. I need to see them free R. Kellys. 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. I just want to see free R. Kelly. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Let's get them. If you're in the bushes, come on now. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Free R.Kelly. Father God, I just want to say thank you for this live tonight. Thank you for my caller. Thank you for my YTF fam. Thank you for Team Kellz. Thank you for everybody that prayed for R.Kelly. Thank you for the judge. Thank you for Bon Jean for doing a great job. And still thank you for Canic and New York for doing an awesome job as well for his appeal to set off. God, we thank you for the haters. We thank you for the naysayers. We thank you for the people that bash this man. We thank you for the people that think this man deserved 100 years. God, you saw what you see fit. We thank you for the people who travel from their places, from their homes, to get to Chicago to see R.Kelly in court as the judge bring down a verdict. We thank you for the judge, Your Honor. We thank you just for being God all by yourself. We thank you for just being a God that you said, no one come before me. No one. And I believe R.Kelly realized what he'd been through, Lord, that you've given him another chance to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you for everybody who had a fight in this fight. God, continue to bless them. May you prosper them. May their cup overflow. May their blessings be tenfold or 100-fold, or however you give it, Lord. And we just grateful for the day just to be alive, to still say thank you again, God. Thank you for just being God all by yourself. Thank you for being a God of love. Thank you for being a God of repentance. Thank you for being a God of redemption. Let's thank you for being a God of reviving. Thank you for just being God. And God, as I end this live, God, continue to watch over Robert Sylvester Kelly while he's still incarcerated. Continue to watch over his family, protect his family, protect the people that's in the chat, protect myself, Lord. Watch over me as well as I continue my journey, Lord. It's been a long 4 years, God. It's been a long 4 years, God. And I must say, God, you may not show out when you want to, but you always show up on time. And thank you for being an on-time God. Thank you for everybody who had a voice in this fight. Thank you for our haters. Thank you for everybody who didn't believe. And you show them that you can do all things through Christ that strengthen us, Lord. And as I end this live, God, I just want to say thank you for giving me a voice to reason, a voice to speak up, a voice to fight. And God, continue to bless me and let my cup overflow. It's time for a vacation, God. Put it in your plans for me. I ask you all these things in Jesus' name. Amen, 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 amen. All right. I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all be good. I got to go to sleep. I gotta go to sleep. I'm gonna get some rest, y'all. Yeah, I'm about to get some rest. Oh, man. Free Kellz, y'all. Free Kellz. All right. All right, until I see you good people again, y'all stay prayed up. Don't stop praying. This fight is just beginning, y'all. We just at a milestone right now. We just got to keep on pushing and keep on pressing and keep on praying. I love you all. God bless you all. Thank y'all for following me. If you ain't subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. One and only Kevin Terrell, aka DJ TYSON. Fucking for what? And the different businesses that I own. Free R.Kelly, bitches! I'm out of here, man. I love y'all. Boy, you can't make this shit up. Boy, you can't make this shit up, man. Y'all have a good weekend, man. Get out and go somewhere. If you know where they partying at in your city, your state, get out, go somewhere, man. I've been playing R.Kelly music last night. I'm gonna play R.Kelly music tonight, and I might go live tonight, so y'all tune in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I know one thing. It's the fucking weekend. Get you something to drink. The liquor store ain't closed. Go out somewhere. Get your hair done, your nails done. Get yourself prettied up. Put the shoes on. Get kicking it. Enjoy life. Until I see y'all again, I love y'all. And I hope y'all continue to love me too. I'm out of here. Peace. Yeah, Bon Jean is the fucking truth. We love you, Bon Jean, and we appreciate you for defending Robert Sylvester Kelly. And Canic, we thank you for still coming on and deflecting these lies that they told on the stand in New York. And I'm out of here.